The Sindhdurg district is a pride of the state of Maharashtra as it bears the footmarks of King Shivaji. On the west, it touches the Arabian Sea, and to the east stands the Sahyadri mountain range. Towards the north, it meets the Ratnagiri district, whereas on the south, the state of Karnataka and Goa are her neighbors. Sindhdurg is famous for being blessed with a 121-kilometer long and beautiful coastline. The strongly built forts in this district vouch for a strong historic past and remind visitors of the proud moments of history that this great land has lived through. Sindhdurg. Sindhdurg Fort, one of the toughest sea forts, is the best example in this regards. Built right in sea waters, it speaks about the great foresight and valor of the Maratha warriors. Sindhdurg Fort has the sea waters caress its feet to seek the blessings of the brave. The fort was built as a result of King Shivaji's great vision, who first felt the need to have a strong sea fort to guard the coastal boundaries of the state. After 3 years of relentless efforts employed on an island called Kurte, the fort was finally completed on 10th November 1664. Located at 15 kilometers towards the southwest of Malvan, there are many motorboats anchored at the jetty which sail visitors to the fort in just 10 minutes. On entering the fort, towards the right side of the rampart, there is one mark of the left foot and also an imprint of the right palm, which is believed to be that of King Shivaji. There is also a temple of Sri Shivaji Maharaj, which is believed to be one of his rarest temples. It is interesting that despite being surrounded by the sea waters on all sides, the wells within the fort are full of sweet water. The temple of Hanuman, the main bastion behind Bhagwati temple, the last remains of the royal palace, and the exciting view of the endless ocean amounts to the Sindhdurg fort being on the wish list of every Konkan traveler. Sindhdurg district boasts of very wealthy forts. Vijay Durga, located in Devgarh district, is another amazing sea fort built on the rock at the Vaghotne Bay. Surrounded by waters on 3 sides, it was originally built during the regime of Shilahar. Later, it was renovated and further fortified by King Shivaji, making its walls almost impossible to be breached. Vijay Durga is an attraction for the admirers of history. The peculiar entrance of the fort, almost unnoticeable from the exterior, the lobby on the top of the kettle drums, warehouse for food grains, strong ramparts, and the historic remains on the fort leave the visitors awestruck. In 1898, a Western scientist named Lockyer discovered on this fort the basic element helium, after which the Englishman's platform got its name. Several regimes, including that of Shilahar, Sri Shivaji Maharaj, English, Dutch and Peshwas, has made this fort historically valuable landmark. Devgarh is also one of the major ports of Sindhdurg, which also houses a sea fort on the nearby hill with the same name, which was originally surrounded by sea waters on all sides. Later on, one of the inlets of the sea water got filled up with sand, creating new land. From the fort, the panoramic view of the Arabian Sea on the west is really breathtaking. The old lighthouse on this fort has been guiding ships since years. Apart from the sea fort, Devgarh has a unique place for itself on the world map for its heavenly variety of Alfonso mango. Devgarh is also rich in seafood specialties, making it a popular destination for tourists. At 16 km towards the south of Malwan stands a pair of forts, namely Bharatgarh and Bhagwantgarh. Bharatgarh is built on a mountain near Masure. In 1680, Raje Phond Sawant built the fort. The temple on the north and the remains of the historic parts on the fort deeply overwhelmed visitors. Bhagwantgarh, Bharatgarh's twin brother, was built 20 years later. Today, most parts of the rampart, including few bastions, have collapsed. However, the remains of the cannons on the fort attract the visitors. The fort acquired its name after Bhagwan Temple, which is a main temple on the fort. If you are on a tour to the historic places in Sindhdurg district, do not miss Ramgarh, a small yet strong fort. The remains of the old houses, historic artilleries and the old ammunition store are worth watching. Good lodging facilities are available to those tempted to halt overnight in the town. Manohargarh and Mansantoshgarh are the most remarkable pair of forts located near Shivapur towards the northeast of Sawantwadi. One can travel to these forts either from Shivapur or even from Dukanwadi near Sawantwadi. Their height is around 2,500 feet and the strongly built rampart still stand in spite of having witnessed many battles. Trek lovers would be happy to visit both forts. Rangnagarh, located on the eastern side of the district, is one of the strongest and toughest forts. This fort, located 2,600 feet above the sea level, was built during the rule of Shilahar king Bhoj. 3 of its sides are surrounded by deep valleys and the 4th is connected to a plateau. A big lake on the top, an old well and an equally old temple of goddess are the main visiting spots on this fort. The view of Nileli pools and Tashlamba valley from the Sonde Burus is most scenic. There are 2 roads to Rangnagarh, both passing through Narur village at the base. an easy path to the top, dense forest in the surroundings, and well-spread plateau on the top make Rangnagad a popular tourist spot. In 16th century, Adil Shah, king of Vijapur state, built Yashwantgarh, a strong fort near Reddy in Vengurle Taluka. Yashwantgarh, standing atop the tall hill, has creek waters on the east and south and the Arabian Sea on its west. The main door to this fort is beside the tough rampart, which is 1.5 miles long. The top portion of the fort, with a 30 meters high rampart, comprises of a big mansion, 2 checkposts and 2 bastions on the 2 corners. King Shivaji renovated the same in 1664 and named it as Yashwantgarh. The fort later on witnessed many battles fought by Savantwadkar Khem Sahib against the British and the Portuguese. Yashwantgarh, a true testimony of many inspiring history pages, is amongst the most important forts in Sindhdurg. While on tour of the forts in the Sindhdurg district, one must include a visit to Pargat, built by King Shivaji to keep a vigilant eye on the Portuguese army. The fort is located near Tilari, a village on the borders of Kolhapur and Sindhdurg district. Raiba, the son of Tanaji Malusre, was the officer in charge whom the king had asked to protect the fort as long as the sun and moon exist. To keep this promise, the successors of his family live on the fort even today. Padmavati Lake, a big lake on top of the fort, as many as 18 wells on the plateau, a huge bastion on the west, strong rampart, and the tall chopped cliffs on Pargat take you through the annals of history, speaking of its strength and bravery. Nivti, Sindhgarh, Sadanandgarh, Shivgarh are a few more forts in the district, which are comparatively smaller, yet represent the inspiring history of the Maratha kingdom. Every person who feels proud of the same should ensure to visit the forts in Sindhdurg at least once in the lifetime.